Ash Media's coverage of Snap-on Kalgoorlie's Australian Street Stock Championship is proudly brought to you by Speedway Sedans Australia.
And if you're in your car as well, you can hear us over the BPA speakers. 93.1 inside your car. 93.1, you can hear us live in your car radio. And it takes us up in the commentator's box. It's 042 82 11484. And also if you're on Facebook or Instagram, don't forget the hashtag SSAT2015. Lead 4, about set, ready to go. Jason, all yours.
Thanks, Joshies. We get ready. First 3 rows are all West Australians. Green lights are activated. They're away and racing. A light dabble of water was just put on before this race got underway. And they go into turn 1 and 2 with Hayden Norman taking up the race lead. Stacey Bevan allowed a couple of cars to go through, or one at least. So head down the back straight the first time. There are challengers starting to come from further back in the field, including Matt Atkinson and Paul Colmer. As they come into the main straight, it's Hayden Norman, the race leader. In second place, it's Stacey Bevan. Third place, Barry Hunter. On the outside, Sam Brumfield. Then car 106, Warren Vanzetti, Colmer, Matt Atkinson. And there's a gaggle of cars there that you wouldn't like in the Coles car park on a Saturday morning. They're very, very busy indeed at the moment, mid-pack. Our race leader, though, is Hayden Norman, as they're 3 wide coming out of turn 4 going clockwise. It's Norman the leader. Second place, Stacey Bevan. Sam Brumfield is up to third place. Now, he started out of position number 10, so he's made amazing ground early on in this one. Fourth place at the moment, Paul Colmer, then back to Barry Hunter, then Warren Vanzetti. Behind them is Wade Mason, Matt Atkinson. On the outside of Matt Atkinson is Drew Ogle, former West Australian Junior Sedan champion. Behind them is Hamish McAlpine and Greg Avens. Down the main drag, 3 down and still 9 to go. And our race leader is Hayden Norman. He skipped right away by 2.4 seconds. But then there's 6 cars fighting for second place. Stacey Bevan still holds it at the moment. Back in third place and going well is Sam Brumfield. Started at the back row practically. He moves to the outside now, Stacey Bevan. Also there is Barry Hunter on the inside. The outside is Paul Colmer. On the inside of them is the 106 of Vanzetti. On the outside of Vanzetti, if I'm describing all of this right, is the 87 car of Wade Mason. There's plenty of traffic there. And now coming back into it is Hamish McAlpine. And Matt Atkinson is there also. On the outside of him is Drew Ogle. There's plenty of action for the minor end of the prize, but Hayden Norman has skipped right away. 5 down and 7 to go. Drew Ogle has gone almost to Leonora, and back there he went very, very wide indeed, and he's gone back to third last. Second place at the moment, now held down by Sam Brumfield as they move down the back straight. Paul Colmer in third, a gap back and forth. Oh dear, he's turned right all by himself. That was Stacey Bevan at the end of the back straight. And some good driving there by Hamish McAlpine not to go straight through the side door, and also by 106 Warren Vanzetti, who immediately goes to the inquiry bay, and we've got ourselves a yellow light.
Here we go, Crowie entering. Tinny's contracting turn number 4. Ready to go?
Tierney contracting turn 4 or turn 1, depending on which way we go. They're underway. Sam Brumfield, a tremendous drive so far from the back of the field up to second place. Behind Hayden Norman, Paul Colmer right there as well. And back in fourth place, Hamish McAlpine. You throw a blanket over the 4 of them. There's a 16-wheel freight train at the moment. So come out of Tierney contracting corner and into the main straight of the halfway mark. It's Norman in front from Sam Brumfield, then Hamish McAlpine. They're absolutely flying now. Back to Colmer in fourth place. Warren Vanzetti not far behind them, and Barry Hunter. Matt Atkinson from Tasmania is in 7th. Then the yellow car is Drew Ogle in 8th place as Paul Colmer starts to put the big ones in on the outside of Hamish McAlpine. In fact, it's got to be the other way around. Hamish McAlpine has passed Paul Colmer and gone into 3rd place. Colmer back to 4th. 106 is in 5th. Warren Vanzetti, then Barry Hunter, and then it's back to Atkinson, Ogle, Mason, then Greg Avens and Stacey Bevan. Well, they're going very quickly indeed. We'll have 4 laps to go this time around, and Hayden Norman is no certainty at this stage. Into the main drag, Hayden Norman out in front, Brumfield right behind him, and right behind him is Hamish McAlpine. You can repeat the dose because right behind him is Paul Colmer and Warren Vanzetti. They move out of turn 2 once again, 3.5 to go. Hayden Norman out by 0.6 of a second from Sam Brumfield. back to McAlpine in third. He's under pressure again from Colmer and also Vanzetti into the main straight once again. 3 laps to go in heat number 4 of the Australian title. Sam Brumfield's got rid of the 0-0 of Hamish McAlpine and is now out after Hayden Norman. The margin is still 0.6 of a second as McAlpine fights back now on Brumfield. So Brumfield at one moment was fighting with the race lead, but now all of a sudden he's dropped off the pace and McAlpine's back out after Brumfield. Back in 4th place Colmer, 5th place is Vanzetti, and after that I think it could be Matt Atkinson. Yes it is. We've got 2 laps to go and the race leader is Hayden Norman from Western Australia. Sam Brumfield from South Australia in 2nd place. Hamish McAlpine right behind Brumfield and not far behind Hamish McAlpine. The all-white car of 56 of Paul Colmer is there in 4th place. Into the main straight, the white flag is on display. Hayden Norman out in front by 1.5 seconds now. 2nd place is Brumfield. McAlpine is right there, so too is Paul Colmer, and not far behind is the Vanzetti car of Warren Vanzetti as Colmer moves up on the outside and goes back to 3rd place on McAlpine. They come out of turn 4. Put your hands together for Hayden Norman, who wins heat number 4. Hayden Norman first. 2nd goes to Brumfield. Oh, photo finish. I think Paul Colmer on the outside gets there. He does by 0.01 of a second. Hamish McAlpine is 4th. 5th place is Warren Vanzetti. Then Matt Atkinson is 6th. Barry Hunter, Greg Avens, Wade Mason, Drew Ogle, and Stacey Bevan rounds out the 11 cars. The blanket finish for the minor placings, but it's Hayden Norman, Sam Brumfield, and 3rd place, it's Paul Colmer.
Wow, what a finish there for 3 and 4 between Paul Colmer and Hamish McAlpine. Very close. Let's hope the Camry got that as well. Morgan Bowers on the infield, and don't forget to...